Hello, welcome to day 9 of the 20-day countdown to Juneteenth 2020. Today I want to share excerpts from the June 4th, 2020 op-ed in the New York Times written by Stacey Abrams entitled, "I Know Voting Feels Inadequate Right Now." When you get a chance, please read the complete editorial. This article relates to the importance of voting in the midst of injustice. I know it feels inadequate right now. Just hear me out. Voting feels inadequate in our darkest moments. I recognize that. When you're watching a man's death on a video loop, hearing him say, "I can't breathe," when those words echo what another man said in his last moments, his life also taken away by police. When a woman who saved lives is shot dead in her home in a botched police raid. When a black man is murdered for jogging, his killers go free to celebrate. When you know there is a list of deaths so long that most people can't keep all the names in their heads. To say that the answer is to go cast a ballot feels not just inadequate, but also disrespectful. Go vote sounds like a slogan, not a solution, because millions of us have voted, and too many still die. The moment requires many things from each one of us. What I am focused on is the work of showing people in concrete ways what voting can get us, and being honest about how much work voting requires. Across America, would-be voters continue to turn away or opt out, discouraged by the permanence of inequality, the persistence of voter suppression. Their fear is again and again made real by stories of neighbors denied provisional ballots in Georgia and lines that wind around city blocks in Milwaukee because polling locations are shut down and alternatives never arrive. By undermining confidence in the political system, modern-day suppression has swapped rabid dogs and cops with billy clubs for restrictive voter ID laws and tangled rules for participation. And those who are most vulnerable to suppression become the most susceptible to passing on that reluctance to others. Now, in the 9th day of protest all across the country, and in a week where in our nation's capital thousands of people demonstrated in front of the White House, while elsewhere in the city hundreds of people waited in lines to cast their ballot, we must talk about systemic inequalities and particulars. Voting is the first step to a long, complex process, tedious but vital. You can have a car with all the bells and whistles, but if it doesn't have wheels, you can't move forward. So we have to talk about the whole process, and we cannot be so simplistic that we seem too idealistic. In referring to her bid to be governor of Georgia in 2018, Stacey Abrams states, "In our campaign, we increased turnout to record numbers and engage voters who never wanted to participate before. Although we didn't prevail, we forced the closest election in Georgia since 1966. In the course of that 8-month campaign, I met skeptical Americans who neither trusted government nor believed their votes counted. But 1.9 million voters showed up for me on Election Day, the highest number of Democratic votes in Georgia's history. Every night for more than a week, we have witnessed the anguish and anger of demonstrators, their cries punctured by politicians urging them to vote their power. Both are right. Protests to demand attention to the wrenching pain of systemic injustice. Vote because we deserve leaders who see us, who hear us, and who are willing to act on our demands. Voting will not save us from harm, but silence will surely damn us all. Please join us tomorrow for Day 10, a tribute to two of many educators and liberators.